Okay. Okay, this is Veterans News, production of the United Veterans Organization of Nassau County. My name is Ed Allman. Peter Friedman of Islip was a sergeant in the Air Force, Vietnam veteran, and a proud member of the Vietnam Veterans of America. He became a teacher and was a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And lastly, Chuck Harrison. Chuck was from Buffalo. He was the 3rd Vice Department Commander of the AMVETS. If you know a veteran who died recently and would like to hear their name mentioned here, please email me at mardiv1@optimum.net. Now it's time for a guest. You met Sabrina? Mike? Not Mike.
It's Edwin.
Edwin. That's easy.
Yes. That's okay.
Okay, I wanted to hear. That was a test. Okay, Edwin.
Yes, I have met Sabrina.
Well, welcome, Edwin, and thank you for your service to and continued service to the United States of America.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me here on the show.
Very good. Edwin, you were in the service?
I'm still in.
What do you mean you still are?
So I'm currently working with the Army National Guard, and I've been for 35 years. So in 1989, I started with the Army Reserve back in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, home of the field artillery.
You were in the reserve first?
Yes, I was in the reserve first in '89. Then, like I said before, Combat Arms went to the National Guard after Desert Storm. So I didn't break service, and I just kept going. With
After Desert Storm?
After Desert, well, yeah, after Desert Storm. Yeah, it was Desert Shield and Desert Storm. And after Desert Storm, it went right. What happened was...
Edwin, what's the difference between the shield and the storm?
So the shield becomes where everything is about to start, right? Everyone's getting prepared. The invasion is going to happen. The storm is the action, right? The Scuds and the Patriots going all over Kuwait City. So that's what's going on. Now, I was supposed to go on that war, but it was like 96 hours of ground conflict.
Right.
So we didn't even get activated. We didn't get activated.
You weren't on hold, right?
I was on standby.
Yeah.
That is
My
correct.
unit was on standby too, but
Yeah.
I was up in Massachusetts at the time.
That's
so
why I
we were on
said.
standby too.
So we thought it was going to be big because Saddam Hussein's Republican Guard.
Right.
And that didn't happen. So the National Guard's reservists, they came in. I should say the recruiters came in to 5th for the 5th, which is located in Fort Tilden. And that's gone. That facility is gone. But that's where I was stationed at. These recruiters came down and they asked us who wants to stay in the military, who doesn't want to stay in the military. So I raised my hand.
Okay.
I was only an E3 during that time, private first class. And I raised my hand. I said, I want to keep going. So then I went to the National Guard. I had no idea what the Army National Guard was about. And I wound up going to 1st 258 Field Artillery back in Jamaica Armory.
Field artillery?
Field
What did you do
artillery.
with them?
So
Were you a cannon cocker?
I was a cannon cocker.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh yeah, I did it. I went from the start, from running with the increments. Well, we called it running the powder. Running with the increments all the way up to being a gunner. You know, looking at the sights and putting rounds down range. It was in Pennsylvania, Fort Indiantown Gap, and also in Fort Dix. And
What
then
kind of, what was the type of weapon you
back then was 105s.
105s.
105s and 10 deuce. Yeah.
105s was popular even back Korean War.
Korean War.
Right. Are they still using 105s?
No, those howitzers are right now in the museum. somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, they're in the museums right now. We're not using that. We use now 119 Alpha 3s and 777s. That's my unit belong. You know, that's what we do.
Wow.
Are they still using grenades?
We don't throw grenades. That's
don't throw
infantry.
grenades? Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that's what I threw.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
well. We threw that back in basic training,
Right.
just to qualify. But
Right.
as artillery guys, only if we get deployed to go to war,
Right.
and if they issue that, then we get to deploy the grenades and stuff like that. Yeah,
Okay, so you were in the artillery first.
That
Did you
is
stay in artillery?
I'm still artillery all
Really?
the way. Red leg, steel reign forever.
You're in the National Guard,
Yes,
and you are artillery.
yes.
What the heck does the National Guard use artillery for?
So the National Guard it's intricate. I love the National Guard. And the thing about it is that we serve all corners and corners. We serve stateside and overseas. So if they use us, like when they used us in '04 to go to Iraq, we transitioned and we became from 13 Bravo artillery to
Right.
31 Bravo military police. And we were escorting the MSRs, which is the main supply routes, back in Baghdad. And we'll go back and forth. We were there for what, 14 months. And
You were reservist, then you were a National Guard, and
no,
you-
the national, well, exactly, reserve and then National Guard. So when we were National Guard, we went overseas.
you went overseas.
That's correct.
But explain to the audience the difference between National Guard and reserves. Because if there's a young person out there that's interested in joining the military, maybe they'd be interested in one of those branches instead of the regular Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine.
The only thing I can say is that the Army National Guard, we work in dual purposes. The reserve side of the house, where I came from, there was only one, and that was the federal, right? My commander-in-chief was the president. My commander-in-chief here for the National Guard, I have two. I have the governor and the president.
Okay.
Yeah. So Governor Hochul is my commander-in-chief for the National Guard, right? And then President Biden, he's my commander-in-chief right now for the federal side. But
The National Guard was activated for 9/11.
correct. That's correct. And my unit was there protecting the grounds, security forces.
But you never got federal recognition, I understand. But you received some recognition from the governor.
Correct.
I've seen a nice plaque.
Yes.
So what they're
Of
doing
you.
now is
But the
They
federal
changed it.
government never did anything for the National Guard. It worked at the
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
no.
No.
What they're doing, they're working on changing it now through all these nonprofit organizations because even with the reserves, when you were called up, myself included, when we were called up to active duty, we weren't getting the same benefits that the active duty people were doing. And some of the guys were there for 3 to 4 years. All right.
Really?
And then when we had our families, because if you deploy for a whole year, we have jobs, and we have jobs that pretty make. I'm just going to give an example. You can make $110,000 as a transit worker or correction officer, and you lost a lot of money when you went on active duty if your position was less than an officer. So that's the key. And we're working on that with our nonprofit organizations. Ed, that's why we need some of the people to come join so we can fight for these benefits. Because there's a lot of people, when you go on active duty and you work for the city, state, or federal government, you should continue getting your stuff and your pay, and you should also get your little token from the military. Would you agree with that, Edwin?
I would agree, absolutely, 100%. So during 9/11, I was a emergency service unit police officer, and I responded in that capacity, doing the searches and rescues. Actually, more searches and recoveries. So I was assigned to an emergency service unit truck too, and that's in Harlem. So just to make a long story short, my unit, 1st 258 Military, excused me, my commanders excused me, and they put me on the NYPD side of the house. And while they were doing security forces, I was on the POW with the rest of my brothers and, trying to find people during that year.
You were at the Ground Zero?
That's correct.
How's your health?
My health is pretty good. Like I was telling Sabrina here, I won't leave the military because I love the military and I'm grounded. This is what grounds me. I love the military, and I just keep going on and on and on. But it's what you love that the days go by so fast, And policing was one of those passions. I was a scuba diver, and I dove. Yes, I was. I was a scuba diver for the emergency service unit, and I love diving. I love the water. So I'm getting paid to go diving. It's beautiful. And then I'm doing military.
Well, you wanna
it's
know,
beautiful.
And this is what it is. It's the service. Like my grandson is 19 years old. He says, Nana, I don't want to join the military. I said, you're just going into the military. You're not joining. You're going into the military. All right? He don't have a passion, but he needs to grow up and become a man, and that's what he can do. And this season that we have now is not having community, teaching team player, and all the other things. How you know that you have an interest in something. A lot of those guys out there now, the young guys, don't have an interest because they've never been exposed to anything.
Exactly.
That's why we need you to come out of the military and come back and help our communities.
I will. I could help do the community. I mean, I do serve in a lot of capacity, with the American Legion, Post 688, Coffee Wilson. That's in Brooklyn, Fort Hamilton. We're the only American Legion in a military installation. The only ones.
Okay.
So we do a lot of functions there. I've been a member for 6 years. I'm the assistant vice commander
Very
there.
good.
I'm part of the Walls of Honor committee as well, so I have a position there.
Tell us about about the Walls of Honor.
So the Walls of Honor is established in 1991.
Don't talk about the Walls of Honor yet.
Okay.
We have 55 seconds to talk about you,
Oh, okay.
and then we'll talk about the Walls of Honor.
Got it.
What was your rank? What is your rank?
Sergeant First Class, E7.
Sergeant. Okay. You married?
Yes, I am.
All right. How long have you been married?
I've been married, and I did the math before it was wrong. It was 16 years, but we've known each other for 19.
And also, we have to put her in there. What is her name?
Yeah.
Marisol Mateo.
Marisol, right? Thank you for your service and servicing to our soldier here. And also, thank you for your service to America.
Yes.
And let's hear a little bit about Marisol. What did she do? And how did y'all meet a little bit?
So quick story, we met at I was a retention NCO, and I was recruiting during that time at Queens Center Mall. And I saw this young lady come by, and I'm like, what's a pretty woman like you trying to come back in the military? Because she was prior service.
Yeah.
She was with the National Guard in California. So I never handed in the application. I kept that myself, and I was calling her back and forth. Make a long story short, she wound up going to the military. She wound up deploying to Afghanistan, and I was chasing her.
Wow.
She went to Jalalabad, and I went to Kabul. This was back in 2008, and then we got married.
Wow.
And you've been married for how long?
16 years.
16
known each other for 19 years.
That's honorable
Yeah,
because
thank
of all the things that you have done. You know, you're a fabulous
I can't
man.
believe you were a scuba diver.
I am.
That's
I am a dive master.
a dive master.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the guys that teach everyone.
Correct. Well, under a scuba instructor. So I can't license them, but I can
Okay.
refresh the
Right.
diver that's been diving for years. I can refresh them under the scuba instructor certification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. I was
When
a
you're-
scuba diver, but
When you're going
Out of my-
vacation, do you be going down there to the ocean with the sharks and stuff?
So it's funny that you mentioned that because my honeymoon was in Tahiti with my wife, and I've never done a shark dive.
Oh,
And I chose on my honeymoon to do a shark dive.
oh wow.
So my wife was telling me, "What are you crazy?" You know, it's like it's on video as well. And she's like, "I would have lost you, and I would have been going overseas by myself."
Now, how did you feel when you was introduced to the shark underneath the ocean with his friends?
I was, my hands were in the side, and I was looking at these, black tip, white tips, lemon head sharks. It was nice. It was a good experience. Very good experience.
okay.
And I did it again.
Now, tell us about the Walls of Honor.
So the Walls of Honor, established in 1991. It's a non-profit organization.
91.
1991. There's over 12,000 names on that wall. It's located in Eisenhower Park.
Wow, 12,000 names.
And then some, and it's still growing.
Is your name on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 His name.
My
name is
name,
on
my
there?
father's name, my father-in-law's name, and now my wife has a great uncle, I think, great uncle that fought in the Revolutionary War, and he's on the wall.
Confirmed because I actually go by there a lot, and I saw that. And
Really?
Yeah, and I'm looking at the wall, and I'm like, Revolutionary, wow, unbelievable. But yes, so getting back to the Walls of Honor, you need to be a Nassau County resident, right? Prior, I mean, if you move and you just come back, you can still be on the wall. Living or dead, deceased. My dad's on that wall, my wife is on that wall, and I'm on the wall as well.
Good.
Yeah. And we have a lot of our American Legion members on that wall this Saturday. It's the 28th, on the 28th, September
September?
28th, yes.
At 10 o'clock.
At 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. at Eisenhower Park at the wall, and we're going to unveil their names.
Very
It's going to
good.
be nice.
We have, Ed, we have one of our past interviews, the World War II guy that was here years ago.
Yes,
I put him on there.
very
I
good.
nominated him, so he's on it. So he's going to be there. This is going to be exciting.
He was 101 years old at the
Now.
time? Or
Yeah,
now he
he's
is?
101. Yes.
Wow.
Wow, God bless him.
Yes.
Talking about 101, it's $100 to join the wall.
Okay.
And that's just to clean up the walls. That money goes to that, to cleaning up the walls, to Allison, who does a remarkable job. I don't know if you know Allison,
Yes, I know.
the director of Walls of Honor, and then we have our new chairman, George Garcia, and he's stepping it up now. He's stepping up. It's unfortunate he could not be here today
Right.
to join us, and I'm the assistant chairman, I guess.
It's amazing how you could do all this stuff.
I'm involved in a lot.
Our prior I guess, person who, Ed, right? Ed, who was that that used to do,
Morrison.
who used to do the Eisenhower Park
Oh,
from AMVETS?
Bob Lane.
Bob Lane.
Thank you, Bob Lane.
Yeah, Bob
Thank you for
Lane.
his name.
Yeah, Bob Lane is another one. He has done a lot of marvelous things.
He was our
volunteered a lot
director
of
here.
years.
was he?
He was the director of Veterans News.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of the veterans out there always say that they don't have the time. And when I hear all the stuff that you're doing and all the stuff that Ed is doing, and
That's
then
right.
I can't even remember the half of the things that I'm doing, but
Yeah.
you got to keep busy.
You got to keep
So
busy.
tell us more about the wall. Can women be on that wall?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
My wife is on that wall, and there's about 3 more females that I know personally on that wall on Saturday, and they're all Army. Yeah, all Army.
Do you have a phone number or something that our viewers can call to get applications for the Walls of Honor?
Actually, I have my personal cell phone number, which is my business number. I could give them that.
Okay.
And it's 516-717-7146.
Do they have a website?
They do. I believe it's wallsofhonor.com. Don't quote me on that one. .org. Wallsofhonor.org. .org.
And that's Eisenhower Park. And what town is that?
So that's in East Meadow.
East Meadow. This Saturday,
This Saturday.
10 o'clock in the morning. And if it's raining, it's Sunday.
Correct.
So,
The rain day is Sunday.
Sunday.
Well, don't say it's this Saturday, because by the time our viewers see the show, it'll be a month from
It'll be
now.
a month from now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I just
we're
did the
having
date.
it this Saturday, but
However,
viewers
this
can see it.
Saturday, you can go down there and review what we have done.
yes.
And take your kids there because it's history.
Yeah.
What I do with the kids, sometimes I bring them down, from our place, from the Brentwood VFW,
Yes.
and I ask them to look on the wall, find one historical person, and write about that person. And then I do a little essay.
Very
And then
nice.
we give them a little award, Most of the kids now want the little PlayStation 5, so they get them really into it. And you don't have to go with me. I want you to go with your family. Take the pictures and do your little thing. We want to get the families out together
Yeah.
to do something. And do you have to pay to get in Eisenhower Park?
No, it's free.
It's free?
It's free. Parking is free. The park is free. And like I say, I go there every other day, and I look at the walls, because there's so many walls there. But the Walls of Honor, it's huge, and it's still growing.
Yes.
So get your application now if you want to get in for next year.
And for what I heard, there's not that many spots left.
Correct.
They're going to have to cut it off because it's getting so huge.
It's getting huge.
How many more you think it is about? Not too many. So if you want to get
Not
on
too
there,
many.
you have to come along now, right?
That's
And what
correct.
I do pray to all the nonprofit organizations that you look into your roster and look at some of the people that are in Nassau County, and those World War II, those Korean Wars, put them on there. Because the schools can go and have, like I said, have an essay. Have them go there and write about that person. They'll learn, oh, I know somebody from the Wall of Honors, and he's a World War II veteran. And then they have that person name. And lived in your community. What better thing, what better teaching than it is than that?
That's great.
And I want you to say, when you go back to the Wall of Honors, tell them that we are honored for what they have done. This is one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. And I come all the way out from Suffolk County, sometimes by myself, get my coffee, and I could just walk it, and it's very safe, right?
It is
and there's a
safe.
lot of parking when there's not anything going on.
There is. It's a lot of parking there.
Yes.
The Walls of Honor has a number of monuments in the area.
That's correct.
Who were some of the monuments there too?
They have the VFW monument.
Uh-huh.
They have the Canine
That's right.
monument.
I didn't even know that.
They do.
Okay.
They have, if you're part of that AFN, and I think you probably are, AFN, that's why I probably saw you. It was at the Children's Museum last Saturday, and they honored the female soldiers, and there's a wall there.
Right.
There's a monument, because I always run through there, and I'm looking at the wall. It says the 82nd Airborne Monument that my dad served. Operation Power Packs, 1964, Dominican Republic, 3rd Brigade, and I did the history on it. Just like this lady is saying right now about the kids, read about your parents' history, and my father was fascinating. That's why I follow his footsteps. So I read that, and other walls you have also Marine Corps.
Right.
I gotta, that hat. What's the explanation of that hat? There?
The hat, the information on the hat is, I would like the audience to see our crew, and I'd like to see them laughing. And if anyone in the crew hears a mistake up here, I'd like them to tell me. Right, thank you very much. Right during the show. I'd like to hear a little noise from the peanut gallery, from the crew. So that's why I have the hat. But this is just this month. Next month, it's back to the regular piss gutter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How many
Yes.
people do you anticipate in being there on Saturday?
Wow. So last
Good
year,
question.
which I was honored on that wall, there must have been like at least 400 to 500 people. There was a lot of people.
Yes.
And then we have the Westbury JRTC cadets. They're doing the
Opening?
the 21 gun salute. We're by American Post 688. We're doing the color guard.
Okay.
We're walking in with the color guard, along with I forgot that group's name. It's another group there, but we're going to be there.
Okay.
And we're expecting a lot of people, like last year, a lot of people.
Yeah. So get there early. So get there early.
5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yes, please,
Okay.
please get there early.
So do you have any kids now?
I have a son who I'm trying to get into the Air Force,
Okay.
Very good.
and I'm letting
The
him
Air
know.
Force?
Yes, the Air Force. I want him better in the Air Force than.
Do you want to go to active duty?
I would love for him to do active duty so he could experience what's out there, and it pays for the school.
Yeah. Take him, and how old is he?
He's 18.
Take him in a car and take him out to the 106 Air Wing out east.
I actually,
Have you taken him there?
so I've took him down to the aquarium,
Okay.
and that's right near
No, but
Grabensky.
take him there. Take him on a base.
I will.
Because I took my grandson. He saw one of the girls. She was the guard there.
Really? Okay.
See what I'm saying? Okay. All right. All right. And like you
Yes.
said, when you met your wife, right? And I was in the military too, right? You may find a wife there.
That's right.
But you're definitely going to find some good friends.
Yes. 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 My friendship, we just had our 20th year anniversary 2 Saturdays ago at Fort Hamilton, and it was the Iraq guys, and just to see us, it brought back memories. It was beautiful that we saw almost all our brothers showed up from different states, different countries, just to be at Fort Hamilton, just to
Right.
take part for 4 hours, and just to smoke cigars and have a good time. The next one is 25 years because I was talking to Maria Sanchez. She's the coordinator for this, and she did a great job. She did an awesome job.
One of the things that I want to let the viewers know, we need people to join these organizations, the American Legions, the Veterans of Foreign War, the DAV, your community thing, taking part in your politics, whatever you need, and start them off at 16, 17.
Yep.
All right? Let them know and expose them to these different things. And like I said, we all sitting here, we all over a certain age, right? Some of us older than others, Ed. All right? So we need to get you to come and join these organizations and bring new vision. Take us in a new direction, all right? Because
Yeah.
at some point we want to go jump in the ocean, right, Ed, and get down to the sharks that they got down
Absolutely.
there. So that being said, thank you for your service.
Thank you, ma'am.
And tell your wife I said thank you for all what she has done.
I will.
And I want to just say to you, Ed, thank you for your continued service to the community as
Oh,
well.
thank you.
All right, and before we leave, I'm proud to have served with you today.
Thank
and
you,
I'm
ma'am.
quite sure Ed is too.
Likewise. Thank you so much for having me.
Again, what's your phone number that the consumers can hear?
Yes, again, my phone number is 516-717-7146.
And you want to call that number if you want to get on the Walls of Honor.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and we did it last Saturday or last month at Alexander Park, so go look at the names anytime you want to. And the park is there, right? And you
Yes.
don't have to live in the community to go and visit the park.
That's
Is that
correct.
correct?
Right.
That's correct.
Yes.
The walls are very beautiful. If you haven't seen the Walls of Honor, you really should. The wall is about waist high, and it has at least 100 names on each
On
section.
each section, yeah.
And there are a tremendous amount of sections there.
And then when you finish, you can go to the mall or you can go eat dinner.
Yeah.
Nassau County got a wealth of stuff to do, especially over
Absolutely.
in that area.
They do.
Am I right, Ed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know who the commissioner is or the county exec for that, but we got to thank them all
Okay.
for their service.
I'd like to thank everybody on the crew that was here. In fact, I'd like to see the crew up on the stage. Come on. Mike, come on up here.
I don't have a mic.
Jim Quirk. Jim, where are you?
I'm coming.
Okay.
While we're coming up here, we've got some
Okay.
information.
Eric
Wolves of
Spinner.
Honor, Nassau County, New York has a Facebook page.
Good.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
find the
Good.
information there as well.
Right.
Give us the Facebook information.
Facebook, Wolves of Honor, Nassau County, New York.
You in front of the camera.
Okay, very good. Okay. Everybody wave.
Hi, it's been a pleasure.
Very good. Okay. So, we done?
Yes.
All right. All right.